Hi guys, I'm Tara O'Leary, the Wine Passionista. Shopping for wine can be an overwhelming and daunting experience. So we're going to take a look at making shopping for wine easier by talking about buying for a specific occasion. And today we're going to be choosing wines to serve at a dinner party you're hosting. Not to worry, I'm going to break it down and make it easy for you. Let's go through the different stages of the evening, and we'll start as your guests arrive with the aperitif. A sparkling wine is always a wonderful way to start the evening. So a few suggestions. You could go for a Crémant from France, perhaps from the Loire Valley, from Burgundy, or from Alsace. These are wines made in the traditional method, as in Champagne, but because they're not made in that revered region, they're not allowed to put the word Champagne on the label. Another idea that I'm personally very keen on is English sparkling wine. Your friends will be curious to try something different, and especially from a non-traditional winemaking region like England. Right, so now you have a few ideas for the aperitif. Let's move on to the next stage of the evening and the white wine with the starter. One of my favorite whites to serve is both a classic and something a bit different. It's a Savinière. This is a Chenin Blanc from the Loire Valley. The wines are usually very delicate and floral with a wonderful minerality. They're really delicious with oysters, but oysters can be hard to do at home. So instead, you could pair it with a cold asparagus soup or an asparagus and goat's cheese tart, because Savinière is one of the wines that pairs really well with asparagus, which is a notoriously difficult vegetable to pair with wine. So now is the perfect time to move on to the red. Depending on what you're serving for your main course and how heavy it is or how intense the flavors are, you'll want to find a corresponding wine. So if it's quite a light dish, you could go with a Pinot Noir, and perhaps you choose one from a country that's not known for its red wines, like Germany or Austria. Or for something more robust and intense, perhaps a Herbie Saint-Chinian from the Languedoc in France. Personally, I always have a couple different bottles of red because it's really good fun and our friends always enjoy it when we open two different wines and serve them at the same time, so you can really see which one everyone prefers with the dish. When you have an idea of the sort of wine you'd like to serve, an extra special touch is to find a magnum bottle of it. This is a large format that contains two regular-sized bottles, and it always looks really impressive when you serve it to your friends at the table. So now that a red or several bottles of red are arranged for the main course, it's time to move on to the cheese. And of course you can carry on with the reds that you've been enjoying, but now is also a great time to bring back the white from earlier in the evening, because cheese often pairs better with white wines than with reds. So now we're on to the final stage of the evening and the dessert. The epicenter of dessert wine could be said to be in Sauternes in France. These wines are lusciously honeyed with flavors of stewed peaches and a touch of nuttiness. Or instead of Sauternes, another option is Tokai from Hungary. These are classy, decadent wines, brimming with honeyed apricot and flavors of orange marmalade. So when you're buying wine to serve at your dinner party, look for ones for each stage of the evening, from sparkling to white to red and sweet, and introduce your friends to wines they may never have had before. Here's to trying something new, learning something new, and enjoying every glass a whole lot more.